So you made an official complaint to the military, the police, and the NSA?
Yes, the NSA.
In writing?
No, not in writing. Lately, I made it on WhatsApp, and I spoke with the DGSS. I spoke with NSA on this matter. That is after he came on Sunrise to make those specific allegations. And I told them that there is the need to bring us in or hear him out as he said he wants to. He had. So that all this his allegation, we will have the opportunity to prove those allegations, and the government should take this matter very serious because it borders on national security. It's very dangerous. In fact, international security, because ISWAP and all these terrorist organizations are involved. So after he started bothering me about personally contributing, I told him that I do not support negotiation with Boko Haram, not to talk of paying ransom. And that, I think, is where the problem started. He started issuing out all these uncoordinated and contradictory statements about my involvement and the like. I said it already, that in my life, I've never seen 1 billion at once cash, not to talk of 5 billion. And so, you know, if we're talking about 5 billion, 5 billion is not a small figure. Even if it's in the highest currency, that is 1,000. I don't think this place can take 5 billion if it is cash. That is if cash was paid. If it is not paid by cash, which account was that money paid to? Who was responsible for the payment? Is it the state government as he's claiming? And if it is so, he should go as it is now to prove to the responsible authorities that this is what happened, that is why it happened. So after complaining severally to DSS and SS, I understand now, day before yesterday or 2 days ago, he has been invited by DSS to come and explain. So I think so far that is what is in, because
Samaila Kaigama, that is his name.
Samaila Ibrahim Kaigama.
Now, you said you have never met him one-on-one, that you only have spoken with him on the phone and exchanged messages with him. But are you aware that he has helped out in the rescue or the release of some abducted persons in Borno State?
No, I'm not aware. I'm only aware that after this issue and the halubalu that he has been talking about, some people from my constituency came to me to say Kaigama defrauded them or extorted money from them by asking them to contribute money for the release of the people. But all of them that he claimed or he collected money on behalf, up to now, have not been released. So the people who came after we started this back and forth something, to say they are reporting this matter, I said, go to the appropriate authority. So he has a case now with the EFCC about extortion or financial crime, which is the appropriate authority. And I think the other agencies like DSS and police are also aware. And I also reported the case to the police after he consistently, or he made all those defamatory comments about me, and I said, this is getting out of hand and I need to do something. So that's why I reported to the police, reported to NSA, reported to DSS, and I'm also going to take him to court on this matter because it's serious defamation of character.
There are instances I'd like to know recently, because the case Kaigama is making reference to in the instance is relating to 50 women and children.
No.
He's made specific reference
to 50 women and children is when I clearly told him, and let me state this here, that I, up to now, and even in the future, do not support negotiating with Boko Haram or paying any ransom. That has been my position up initially, way back. Even during Buhari's regime, when negotiation was going on prisoners exchange, or what they call it, and the ransom was paid to them, I was totally against it. I have been against.
And there are several instances where ransom have been paid.
I don't know about that.
I can give you instances where they are widely reported.
Yeah.
And from 2013 up until 2022, there are reported instances of ransom that have been paid. And there are also reported instances which you probably are also aware. There are persons in this country that have said that they will be intermediary. When from 2013 that we know that they say, oh, they are talking to Boko Haram, they said they should bring this. So, I mean, you are aware.
And that brings me to a similar case. Those cases that you mentioned, I know, way back, have turned out to be fraud. In fact, 2 or 3 of them are in jail. One has been jailed, a female has been jailed in Borno, as a male is under custody, and the other one is under investigation. Because government can be, maybe compromising sometimes by agreeing to payment of ransom or somebody that claims to be mediator. But what I'm saying is about myself. I'm not supposed to speak for the government. The government is doing its own investigation now because he has accused the government of giving me money to or appointing me as the mediator and giving me 5 billion and only 1.9 billion was received by Boko Haram. In the first place, I don't know who appoints mediator. Who appointed Kaigama as a mediator between himself and Boko Haram? Because I remember in my case in 2011 when a purported, because the person turns out not to be Boko Haram actually, and I went to court for 6 years. 6 years I was, in fact, about 1.5 months I was under detention because DSS claimed that they were doing investigation, and then they took me to court. For 6 years there was no evidence, and then they threw out the case. So inviting Kaigama is the right thing to do.
Because DSS at the time said you know Abu Kaka, Abdul Kunduga, and that was the time in 2011, that you had links to him, and you claim that you do not know and you don't have any contact with them. But DSS detained you and insisted that you...
but they could not provide any evidence. They could not, even throughout the 6 years, they didn't come to court to say this is...
And the allegations went further to say you are even a Boko Haram sponsor.
Yeah, that is what they said, that I am sponsoring Boko Haram. But remember, in those days, the same government that was accusing me went to Chad with, I think, about 5 million, claiming that they were going to talk to sponsor of Boko Haram or the leaders of Boko Haram. You remember? Where some personalities in the country were even involved. And I was...
this is understanding why I know. Yes, so we all know that DSS has allegedly arrested Ibrahim Kajima. You understand? I don't say that guy. He came to the national TV, so he can't accuse Senator Ndume for making money from kidnapping. You understand? The guy said so many things. You understand me? So now, Senator either responded to that claim. You understand? So according to him, he say he never received 1 billion naira for his life. You get me? He never received 1 billion naira for his life. You get me? So all these things, all this will they happen. I want to believe. You understand? I want to believe. Well, may they investigate everything, because many things they go for this country and we Nigerians don't know. You understand me? Many things they go on this way.